This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods and Paradise Beverages.
National Doctors Association presents demands to Health Department. First forestry research canopy crane for the country. And start awareness support action, a movement to counter violence.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Thursday's news. The National Doctors Association has raised 7 demands to the Department of Health following what they are describing as a crisis at Popondetta General Hospital. This followed the suspension of the CEO of the Popondetta General Hospital, Dr. Gunzi Gawin. Patricia Kiamo with the details.
According to the president of the National Doctors Association, Dr. James Naipao, the Popondetta General Hospital Board of Management did not follow the process that was in place when making the decision to suspend CEO Dr. Gawin. As a result, the decision of the CEO's suspension has caused tension between the board members, the doctors in Popondetta Hospital who are members of the NDA, as well as some of the general public. President Naipao spoke on behalf of the NDA and stated clearly the association's demands to the Department of Health.
One, the CEO must be given, doctor must be given every right to answer those things. Right? The charges seem to be there, but those 3 charges, but it seems to be only 2. Right? So those charges must be answered.
Are they new
right?
or old or same
right?
ones?
Whether they're the new ones or replace one or a brand new one, but he must be given that chance to answer. 2, right? We will now, the doctors that are there now, all right, we are behind them, all right, any threats or any kind of, if we any kind of threats or abuse or assault that happens from now on, we will bring them out of.
Acting Director of Medical Services at Popondetta General Hospital, Dr. Samuel Andrew, flew in from Popondetta yesterday and told MTV News that he was allegedly assaulted and provoked by renegades on Tuesday.
Somebody provoked me on the road. He wanted to stone me. And then I said, hey, what do you want to, throw a stone at my car?
The National Doctors Association said they do not condone the allegations against CEO Dr. Gawin. However, they are concerned about their ground staff and the delivery of services. This issue was also raised in Parliament by Oro Governor Gary Jufa to the Minister for Health, Sepuka Temu.
The CEO has been suspended by the board. The CEO has taken the matter to court. I have asked if there can be an intervention by the Department of Health because this is something that I believe needs to be addressed by the Department of Health.
The suspension of the CEO by the board, I called the board to the office last week. We had a discussion, advice from the Department of Personnel Management that the suspension of the CEO was not according to disciplinary processes.
The National Doctors Association is giving 1 week to the Department of Health to respond to their demands. Patricia Kiamo, National EMTV News.
The families who were evicted from their homes on Tuesday moved back after obtaining a stay order from the National Court in Lae. Levi Kurakipa, one of the long-term sitting tenants, is calling for an investigation into the National Housing Corporation operations regarding the sale of NHC properties.
This is Levi Kurakipa and Amos Tarali. Both men are public servants who have been serving in the province for over 20 years and have been renting this property, a NHC duplex at Eriku in Lae.
And they start 20 years for that. Now, kita bubu belum ipla, kalau kita pingin ni oli raise in jat nami lapun no de la kala kama mi kama pincer de la
On Tuesday afternoon, their families were forced out of their houses. Their belongings were brought out and the trees in the yard slashed. Both men expressed anger at how their wives and children were treated on Tuesday.
Family, last night all okay, me blessing about trading up rain came me was in cellar rain. Now this like inhuman treatment.
The families managed to attain a stay order in the afternoon and brought their belongings back into the yard.
Nah, then I stay me black is in the order na go and over the properties, over the flower, over the DY, blooming plan, over the vanish and only rushing over the penis.
Lucas' wife claims to be the buyer who said he bought the property from the NHC 4 years ago for 400,000 kina. Mr. Kurakipa and Mr. Tarali are calling for an investigation into the NHC operations in Ley regarding the sale of properties. Mr. Kurakipa said they were only given a letter from the NHC signed by the provincial NHC manager Matthew Limu requesting that they vacate the property because it had been sold.
All relevant authorities and National Housing Corporation, Police Department must check you, and NHC must check him. Now all agencies, law enforcement agencies, all must work him full investigation going to whether only comply with the legal requirement or no.
Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News, Ley.
Start Awareness Support Action, or SASA, targets the prevention of violence against women through behaviour changes. The pilot program was initiated today at Ward 3, Kaugera in Port Moresby.
Start Awareness Support Action was first piloted in Uganda and proven to change beliefs and norms pertaining to gender equality, HIV/AIDS, and violence against women and children. SASA is a non-government program by the NGO group Raising Voices and supported by Population Services International and other supporting agencies and NGO donors. Together have come up with this community event marking the 20 days of activism.
SASA is changing the norms, mind, and the attitude of an individual to see that an individual can help carry out and see that they can address gender-based violence within the family, with the neighbors, with the community as a whole.
Studies have revealed 2 out of 3 women in PNG have suffered some form of violence in their life. The main aim of piloting SASA in PNG is to target a prevention model for gender-based violence, violence against women and children, and HIV/AIDS. The program has so far targeted urban and rural settings in PNG. In Port Moresby, where it is initiated in Kaugere, Kilakila, Sabama, Hanwabada, and Morata, and the only rural outpost is in Bewani, West Sipi.
And if you want to bring change in the community, na ila looking senis must come up. You yet past them, be any talk in Arablama. No good Arablama but talk you straight. One in kind senis you talk to Glen, you yet you senis or no. So if you want that, you yet you got power. Utilize your power, make sure that power time utilizing you, encouraging the you looking motion and bringing change to the community.
Group to come in right into the community.
This program aims to prevent and give a positive response to gender-based violence, violence against women and children, and also make awareness on HIV/AIDS and other social and health issues in the country. Tamara Pia Agavi, National EMTV News.
You're with National EMTV News. Stay tuned for more stories coming up after these messages.
Whatever our work may be, sing out strong as far as you can see. Whatever language people are taught, come on, everyone join in. An exciting adventure is about to begin. 'Cause there's one thing we all know, when it's time to get up and go. Sharing stories make the call, our favorite biscuit the best of all. M now, BFG, M now, BFG, M now, BFG.
If you are purchasing Christmas lights this festive season, Carry out a basic check before you buy. Check that the insulation is thick and the plugs are standard. Christmas lights with thin insulation and substandard plugs are dangerous and can cause harm or fire. But before you purchase, always ask for a certificate of approval from PNG Power Limited. For more information, check our website, social media sites, and the national call center numbers on your screen.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
I wash my hands after I use the toilet. I wash my hands after I touch the animal. I also wash my hands after I cough. I wash my hands before every meal. I wash my hands after I sneeze.
Hand washing reduces the spread of germs and diseases. Wash your hands after going to the toilet. Together, let's make hand washing a habit.
Clean hands, good health. Yay!
For the first time on television, EMTV brings you Carols Under the Stars. A 2-hour live presentation from the Sejonggai Stadium with choirs, local stars and Santa to bring you the joys of Christmas. Tickets on sale soon. Carols Under the Stars, proudly brought to you by Prima, Meat House, Coca-Cola, Telecom, Colgate and PNG Power.
Welcome back. A dead body of a 16-year-old boy from Rai Coast in Madang was found floating on the sea by residents at Vocal Point, Hilma Wong Park in Leh yesterday. According to a family friend, the young man went for a swim with his friends when he disappeared. Youths residing near the park have called on the Morbe Provincial Disaster Office and Leh District to engage them in drills so they can help supervise the park.
This is the corpse of a 16-year-old boy found by residents at Vocal Point near the Hilma Wong Park in Leh. According to one of the residents, the deceased was floating in the sea and was sighted by children who went for a swim.
So, miran kam dolo nambis lo bodo flow ko maximum lo boat 60 hours na mi doron mo lo boat lo postulange mi lo kontinue mo sa
The deceased was identified by his family, friends and relatives who had been searching for him since he went missing on Sunday.
Disaster office am talking me of body time am sink. I'm not up kirap within 2 days. And by stop and then it was all vara going up 3 days. Na time 3 days I'm over and vara in up in body blame after 3 days and back kirap. And now I'm talk am now karim kai.
Leh police and officers from Engau General Hospital wrapped up the body and took it away. This is Hilma Wong Park, located at the Vocal Point area in Leh. The park is mostly packed with people, especially children, throughout the day. A police post is also located here with officers to address law and order issues in the area. The residents, especially the youths, have called on the authorities to engage them in trainings so they can help monitor the area and attend to such cases.
Side by disaster, nila kimo sama olken kisim samlo volunteers all boys bingo na gimo training lo osem olken stala nambis lo kain sanyo so time lo win solwara onem bas olmangi wala train pilisa.
Julie Badui Oa, National EMTV News, Leh.
Landowner issues over land royalty payments are still a major controversy in Papua New Guinea. Today, frustrated landowner representatives of the 4 regions of the country gathered at the Edatana House Lands Office, demanding answers from Lands Minister Justin Tichenko over non-payment of land royalty claims. The landowners say their request for payment is long overdue.
This was the scene this morning as more than 100 frustrated landowners fronted up at the Edatano House Lands Office seeking explanations from the Lands Department as to why there is a delay over their land compensation payments. They are claiming that Lands Minister Justin Tachenko had promised to give them their compensation claims when their customary lands were offered for state services in their provinces. They said until today, their land compensation payments have not been honored. Under the Land Issue Association claim, the land grievances have been a pending issue for years, and to date, there is still no response from the minister's office.
Mibla like him, Justin Tachenko, please. You honor him this issue and big issue to us. Suppose you sleep care about the man, now you serve a custom, now you saw all you saw manage him grand blue, you not think this like an issue and first priority. But Mibla raising this land big consent from Mibla.
Meanwhile, another group of Highlander landowner representatives have expressed the same sentiment, saying most landowners comes a long way only to find out that processes are delayed and it takes time for their compensation claims to be released. Landowner representatives have called upon the ministers for lands for possible feedbacks concerning their land compensations.
That's why Mibla comes stop here. You know, Mibla Papa ground greeting one blow on idea on motive na tindin ba Mibla noga. Government you talk make him na Mibla come.
Another frustrated landowner also called on the government to explain and defuse the situation. He says land issue compensation is a big issue and that rightful landowners of the country are given land to run services. However, in return, landowners must get what they are owed.
Please,
National EMTV News.
The government's decision to change the education system from outcome-based to standard-based faces challenges. Better trained teachers, resource materials, the need for computer labs and science labs are among a list of things which need to be in place to ensure a successful rollout of the standard-based education system. These were highlighted by a privately owned school in NCD. The school pioneered the standard-based education system in Papua New Guinea.
The standard-based education system will soon be introduced into the government school system. This means the 166 system will see an elementary grade, 6 primary school grades, that's grades 1 to 6, and 6 secondary school grades, 7 to 12. The Waigani Christian College is the first school in the country to trial the standard-based education system. The school has kindergarten to grade 12 and just recently in October received their secondary school recognition certificate from the Education Department. A privately owned school, it had to endure some challenges in the standard-based education system. The school found out that with the standard-based education system, teaching materials and well-equipped teachers in the standard-based education system, including infrastructure like IT labs and science labs, were a must in fully realizing the SBE system.
Education, we need to have enough resources and facilities like a computer lab, science lab, library, enough teachers, teachers' houses, all these things. Then, the national government needs to find some more money so that we can recruit some more teachers so that they can come and, carry on with the standard base.
Founder and director of the college, Benjamin Moe, calls the school a complete school with kindergarten to grade 12, the addition of a flexible open learning center of the University of Goroka allows for students to do courses and upgrade marks to enter the University of Goroka at the school premises, further extending the chances of students leaving grade 12 to enter into tertiary institution.
After 2017, national government, they started standard-based pilot project, education pilot project here in our school. And we delivered it last year.
These elementary students with graduation gowns were part of the school's 16th elementary graduation and a 6th graded graduation today. These students will continue all the way to grade 12.
It's up to the parents And then it's up to the students themselves. If they want to come back and continue with their grade 9 up to grade 12, then that's okay too. But if they want to, if they are selected and they want to continue to other School of Excellence or secondary schools, then they can go.
Fideli Sukina, National EMTV News.
National Planning and Monitoring Minister Richard Maru says the national government is focusing on quality education and academic excellence. 5 more technical and vocational education and training or TVET schools will be built to cater for grade 12s who did not secure space at a tertiary institution. Minister Maru said this recently during the joint Foursquare Agency schools graduation at Popondetta in Enga Province.
While there are plans to build more TVET schools in the country, the national government is making it complementary for elementary to secondary schools to teach Bible as a subject in class starting next year. Minister Maru says if the national government wants quality education, all schools must teach Bible to achieve it. Maru says students must also be taught in class to meet the world standard.
Limited potential, but we need a disciplined group of people, all by rise up to the country, put him go past now, move him to the nation, by in future, by him make a home country where you can be very proud of.
While 23,000 grade 12s in PNG set for the national examination this year, only 7,000 will continue on to tertiary institutions. Technical schools such as TVET will give opportunities to those who are unfortunate to learn life skill trainings and contribute to the development of PNG.
Online you will work in TVET courses. With power you can do other things. We will try our best to do that so we can empower you to use the knowledge and skills you've gained to do your own businesses and start up your own businesses.
Minister Maru, through his ministry, has committed 500,000 kina to upgrade the Foursquare-run TVET school at Popondetta in Enga Province. Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Malahang Technical High School in Lae is now a technical secondary school. This is one of the achievements highlighted at the school's 18th graduation. Malahang Secondary School will take grade 11 and 12 intakes in 2019. This lot of technical grade 10 students will be the first intakes for grade 11 next year, with the recent change of the school's status. Formerly known as the Malahang Technical High School, the Malahang Technical Secondary School will now include the upper secondary intakes in 2019. The secondary school will use a dual curriculum, teaching both technical and academic subjects taught in other secondary schools. United Nations Women and United Nations AIDS held its Media Awards ceremony yesterday in Port Moresby. The awards were presented to journalists on reporting sensitive issues related to HIV and gender-based violence in Papua New Guinea. Elizabeth Guka has more.
With the theme, Hear My Voice, My Story, the Media Awards were presented to the journalists based on their excellence on reporting such sensitive issues as gender-based violence and HIV. UN Resident Coordinator Gianluca Rampolla emphasized on the importance of the media, especially the role that the media plays in addressing such issues.
I'm really glad to celebrate today the excellence, the courage and dedication of all of you. And the extraordinary contributions that you all make in raising awareness to eliminate the twin epidemics of gender-based violence and HIV.
Speaking during the awards ceremony, representative for the community of people living with HIV and AIDS, Paka Ho, urged the media to continue to address such issues by working closely with people affected by these sensitive issues.
I would like to encourage the media to strive for excellence in reporting on gender-based violence and HIV, and to work closely with us to reduce all forms of violence and help reduce the impact of HIV in our communities.
The awards were presented to the following journalists in 5 different categories. Excellence in reporting on gender-based violence was awarded to Benora Carey from One Talk newspaper. Reporting on HIV and AIDS went to Grace Auka Salmang from Post Korea. Yumi Sanap Strong representative Umba Pita took the award for social media reporting. Also, PNG TV's Florida Gulaseni received the award for excellence in photojournalism, and editorial leadership award went to Carmela Guare, editor of Loop PNG. Award recipient Grace Salmang, upon receiving the award, expressed her excitement.
For me, receiving this award is a great achievement as well, because this is my second award I received. The first one was in 2016 as well, and today the second one, and I'm very happy. And
Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
The United Nations and the Embassy of the United States in PNG and the Solomon Islands have issued a joint statement stressing the importance of a free media in the country's future development. The statement comes following what both organizations have seen as being instances where the freedom of the media has come under attack. They said the free press has the power to transform societies and foster economic growth and build the confidence of investors. In Papua New Guinea, they say journalists have shown their determination and professionalism to play their role in nation building by contributing to make democratic institutions stronger and strengthen public engagement. They said concerns over media censorship in Papua New Guinea are growing, which may dilute reporting and negatively impact the public's right to information. The two international organizations say they stand with journalists and media professionals and condemn any effort to curb media freedom. They maintain that for free, diverse and independent media to flourish, any government should create a conducive atmosphere for journalists to operate freely without fear and favor. You're with National EMTV News. Stay tuned for more stories coming up after these messages.
You too can now experience the refreshment of pure PNG with True water, sourced from an ancient aquifer, carbon filtered, ultraviolet and ozone treated, and the finest purification with reverse osmosis.
And that means the science lesson is now over. Settle back and refresh yourself with PNG's finest. Reach for a chilled True water. Pure PNG. In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
If you are purchasing Christmas lights this festive season, carry out a basic check before you buy. Check that the insulation is thick and the plugs are standard. Christmas lights with thin insulation and substandard plugs are dangerous and can cause harm or fire. But before you purchase, always ask for a certificate of approval from PNG Power Limited. For more information, check our website, social media sites, and the national call center numbers on your screen.
Let the cold misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar, with premium rooms or multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge, all for your needs. Our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
I'm all got something. I'm coming by boss. You look at the money, then I'm coming by Carabas. You stop nothing. Yeah, you for no, you working sin. If I have money, Yamato, if I have money,
Welcome back to National EMTV News. A non-profit organisation, New Guinea Research Centre, based in Madang, has officially announced the opening of PNG's research canopy crane today. The organisation had built a major internationally important research facility, a canopy crane, to study forest ecology. The crane was funded by the European Research Council and built by the Binatang Research Centre.
The New Guinea Binatang Research Centre is a non-profit organisation located in Baitabag in the North Ambenob LLG of Madang Province. Its focus is biological research of PNG's biodiversity. The new exciting tool for forest ecology and making PNG the 8th country in the world, the 5th tropical country to have a canopy crane.
But for the canopy crane, this is only number 8 country in the world where there is a canopy crane now. So this also makes important facility internationally. So it's not only for Baitabag, it's not only for Madang, for Papua New Guinea, but also internationally.
The canopy crane is a tower crane built in the middle of the undisturbed forest that gives scientists access to tree crowns for research observations and experiments. The crane is 45 meters tall with a 50-meter long jib that gives access to almost 1 hectare of the rainforest for studies of the forest canopy by local and overseas scientists.
Not only scientists, but this activity, this research involves all the levels from village landowners, youths in the village, technicians, students, scientists, everybody. And
the crane will support and enhance biological research in PNG. It will provide access to tree canopies for studies on rainforest ecology, including experimental manipulation studies targeting canopy plants and animals. It will also be used as a platform for studies investigating the changes in climate and will also be a tool for student training.
Mendek kami ko pas lo desalakan research work long study long ecosystem na climate change na effect long climate change na how our community I work lo start na I kisim sampla heavy kami desala climate change I affecting you long country.
The official launching of the new facility was witnessed by reps from universities, conservation reps, government departments and other dignitaries. The Department of Forestry also pledged to commit 100,000 kina annually towards the Binatang Research Centre work. Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Madang.
Out of the 148 graduates of the Australia Pacific Technical College, 44 of them were women. Some of these women graduated in programs that are male-dominated, like mechanical trade. This is seen as breaking barriers for more women and promotes gender equality.
Relatives, friends and families gathered to recognize and celebrate the achievement of those graduating at the Australian Pacific Technical College. Keynote speaker of the graduation, Caitlin Wilson, the Deputy Australian High Commissioner to PNG, said the increase in number of Papua New Guineans graduating in APTC encourages the growing relationship between PNG and Australia.
You will be entering industries that are set for exponential growth in the very near future. I have no doubt that you will all be valuable assets in the development of not only your industry, but to your nation, Papua New Guinea as a whole.
Among the 148 graduates were 44 women. Some of these women graduated in programs that are male-dominated, like mechanical trade, fitting and machining. Deputy Australian High Commissioner to PNG, Caitlin Wilson, said this is a breaking of the gender barrier and shows gender equality. One female graduate, Lillian Gasso, who graduated with a Certificate 4 in Business and a Certificate 4 in Leadership and Management, urged all women who are scared or held back to take part in male-dominated industries to take a chance.
So my encouragement to them is take that opportunity. If there's an opportunity there, take it. Grab it, take that opportunity and do something that you want to do and you feel comfortable in doing. It may be a male-dominated area and we know what to expect. The good thing is that we know what to expect. So when you're getting in there, be prepared, be confident, know who you are. Do not worry about what others think of you, but what you think of yourself. And you know that if you have the capabilities or the capacity laid out there in front of you, take that chance.
Also attending the graduation ceremony were VIP guests, industrial representatives and partners of the APTC. The graduates were commended for their hard work and sacrifices and encouraged to become valuable assets to the country in the near future. Patricia Kiamo, National EMTV News.
Youths in Sumcar district of Medang province have set up their first youth council after completing a week-long training on alcohol, drugs and youth networking. The training was facilitated by the National Youth Development Authority. This is the first inaugural youth council set up in the country.
59 youths of Ward 20 in Sumkilba LLG of Sumcar district in Medang have graduated with certificates yesterday after a week-long training. The 59 youths are part of a youth program rolled out by the National Youth Development Authority to empower youths and give them a voice. Ward 20 is the first ward in the country to set up its youth council for its youth population to have a voice to represent them. National Youth Development Authority Youth Networking Director Joe Mesa challenged government departments and stakeholders to allow the voice of youths to be heard and not to be suppressed.
This is the time for you to arise, but then to arise, my young people. Enough is enough of sitting and watching and dreaming. We are here. The youth office is ready for you.
Trainer Lawrence Tao says the trainings were focused on awareness against drugs and alcohol and its impacts on the youth population.
And today, all young people belong Yumi, encountering cannabis-induced psychosis. One big problem now inside long country belong Yumi. So me play been talking more the detriments or dangers belong em, harmfulness belong em. Now display waklong barapim head belong all young people belong Yumi.
National Youth Development Authority Director General Ruben Ikea says the 59 youths who graduated have acquired skills and knowledge and will be engaged by NYDA to train other youths. He says National Youth Development Authority is also looking at establishing similar programs in other parts of the country at the ward level.
We need to change that paradigm too. We are not coaching them. We are not showing interest in them. We are not grooming them. We are not nurturing them. And yet we criticize them very quickly.
Martha Luis, National EMTV News, Medang.
The Independent Consumer Competition Commission yesterday held its first ever World Competition Day seminar in Port Moresby. World Competition Day is held annually in different parts of the world on the 5th of December to focus on how policies and laws relating to competition can be improved in accordance with the United Nations International Standards for Competition. Elizabeth Guka reports.
The Independent Consumer and Competition Commission, in commemorating the World Competition Day, held its first seminar under the theme Promoting Competition in PNG Through Digital Innovation. The event is hosted according to the United Nations adaptation of the International Standard for Competition Laws, referred to as Set of Multilateral Agreed Equitable Principles and Rules for the Control of Restrictive Business Practices, known by the UN as a set of principles and rules on competition. Associate Commissioner for ICCC, Ed Willett, explained the importance of the event.
And today we're celebrating Competition Day to have a conference to explain and exchange views on the operation of these laws in this country.
With digital economy and innovation being a key area of discussion, the Executive Director for Business Council PNG, Dauveri Hanau, connects the use of social media platforms as a tool for marketing in business.
The most active user, which everyone in this country knows, is Facebook. It's become a source of marketing, trading, and also just generally, transactions on a whole host of businesses. And
through holding such a seminar, the ICCC aims to provide necessary policies to regulate how businesses set prices or restrict supply of goods and services to consumers.
Basically, when you have competitors coming together and agreeing on a price to what to charge to consumers, you're effectively taking away competition amongst businesses. That competition allows businesses to come up with new innovative products or how to sell their products to consumers.
Meanwhile, the ICCC will soon launch its new leniency policy and confidentiality claims guideline. Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
You're with Thursday's news. Stay tuned for some sporting updates coming up next in Chukai Sports.
Missed again! Got it! Yes! Jump, jump, jump! Mother, jump! That's what it! Hooray!
Good time Teddy Chocolate Chip. With the chocolate chip, you're sure to have a good time.
Yeah, Grumpy. This is hungry. Yeah, Happy. Happy! I wash my hands after I use the toilet. I wash my hands after I touch the animal. I also wash my hands after I cough. I wash my hands before every meal. I wash my hands after I sneeze.
Hand washing reduces the spread of germs and diseases. Wash your hands after touching animals. Together, let's make hand washing a habit.
Clean hands, good health.
My story is something different. Practicing hard at an age when it was my age to play. Returning to play within days of Dad going God's way. Choosing my country again over anything else any day. I deserve something different, and so do you. Presenting new Oxen Palm Barbecue. The Oxen Palm you love with a tangy barbecue flavor that is so tasty and so different. Because PNG deserves something different.
Next Wednesday on Marvel Runaways. Darius has kidnapped Alex as ransom for Jeffrey to pay $1 million.
Alex!
I got you $50K. $50K?
The kids all budge into the secret room only to find that the pride has moved the sacrifice somewhere else.
I don't get it. Where are they?
Marvel Runaways. Next Wednesday, 9 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. Central Dabari's team have named a 60-man train-on squad. The players selected are from the central affiliated leagues in the Southern Zone Confederation under PNG RFL. The squad was named after a two-day trial match held at Bava Park in Port Moresby, which saw 14 teams take part.
After 2 days of trial matches, the Central Dabaris have finally named their train-on squad. Dabaris CEO Kit Udu says Central should be proud to show their potential in Digital Cup with the spirit of true sportsmanship.
You will all make us proud, carry our flag, carry our dreams and our aspirations proudly, and as good sportsmen as they would as they do in the Olympic values of things, good friendship and good sportsmanship.
Potential coach for Dabaris, Chris Enara, says the 60-man training squad selected will go through 4 to 6 weeks trainings and will play against a POM select side before the final squad is announced.
We wanted to make it very independent. That's why we had to bring in the selectors, independent selectors, to select this team. So obviously there's no bias in the selection of the side. But the process we've gone about is we're going to announce the 60-man squad and we're going to put you guys through the process.
PNG RFL Southern Confederate Director Guaibo Mairi congratulated Dabaris and says the vast number of potential players in the Southern region have a pathway through the Digital Cup.
And I want to take this time because we got a huge player population within the Confederate and we need a pathway for our players. And one of the biggest pathways for us to push our players through is the Digital Cup competition.
Dabaris team thanked the 14 teams who took part in their trials. Similar trial matches will be hosted next year to further select more potential players for the Dabaris team. Suli, National EMTV Sports.
The third day of the FIBA Under-15 Oceania Championships began this morning at the Tarama Aquatic and Indoor Centre. After 3 days of competition, New Zealand and Australia have become top contenders to make the finals.
PNG struggled throughout the 3 days of competition but has been a good learning curve for the young players. Despite Australia and New Zealand dominating the tournament, Samoa has emerged as dark horses and a force to be reckoned with heading into the finals.
But there is a threat that's coming from the Samoan boys and girls. They've done very well. They've really packed back on the scores, and in the men's game today, the women's game, between New Zealand and Samoa early on this morning, it was a nail biter, and New Zealand came off with a basket.
The last of the round-robin matches will be played tomorrow before the gold, silver and bronze playoff on Saturday.
We've got 2 more big days of basketball left. Tomorrow, Friday, is when the end of all the rounds come in, and then we'll have the semis, and then of course we have the gold medal and the bronze playoffs on Saturday. So
the tournament has been a success so far with the help of sponsors who have joined in to make the Oceania Championships possible. The Roa encouraged people in the nation's capital to attend the last 2 days of the FIBA Under-15 Oceania Championships at the Tarama Aquatic and Indoor Centre.
There's more action here to be seen here. Come down to Tarama.
Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
True Kai Sports continues with more after the break. Stay tuned.
True Kai Sports.
Why does everyone around the world love our Paradise Scotch fingers? The softer, creamier taste is in the traditional making. We use real butter, the finest wheat flour, pure sun-ground sugar, mixed with also creamy condensed milk and farm fresh eggs. Then we bake it to perfection. Paradise Scotch finger biscuits, loved by many, enjoyed by everyone.
We can't wait to meet you.
I got this.
Hi guys, this is Peter. I'm going in to help Mom, okay?
Oh boy, these are some pretty big fellas. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hi. Whoa, that's a tight grip. Hey. Seriously? Hey, is that your car? Yes, it is.
Sweating on the inside? Handle it on the outside with Speed Stick.
Hey, come with my dad.
Huh? Speed Stick. Don't sweat it, handle it.
For tasty and a delicious meal choice for your enjoyment, Prima is the name you can trust. For guaranteed meal satisfaction during special occasions or that daily meal, Prima is the name you can trust. Yes, it is. Safe to eat, quality assured, and undoubtedly satisfying. Available at your nearest wholesales or supermarket stores. Prima always tastes great.
Let the cold misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference centre that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
Hollywood Express. Red Carpet.
This script was written in 2001.
Newsflash. Whoa! I like new releases.
I may not be equipped to be loved this much.
Inside Look.
Every time we do this, I feel so high tone.
Weekend box office and top 10 countdown.
Oh, I read.
Hollywood Express, Sunday, 9 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To some bizarre sports, several times a week Chinese bullfighter Ren Razi puts himself in a ring to spar with an opponent around 5 times his weight and capable of killing him. The 24-year-old choice of career has brought his mother to tears with worry, but he says he has not been seriously injured, and more to the point, he loves how exciting it is. In matches, a wrestler approaches the bull head-on and embraces it around the neck, grabbing onto its horns. Then the wrestler twists the horns so that the head of the beast cranes back and turns until it topples over. Ren is paid around 6,000 to 7,000 yuan per month to train at the Haihua Kung Fu School in eastern China. As well as training, his role includes occasionally performing in bullfights for tourists and teaching children kung fu. The physical demands of this sport are such that not just anyone can bullfight, and once fully trained, fighters often only last a few years in the ring before moving on. Ren has heard the concerns about animal cruelty too, but he says his bulls are well treated and trained and are never killed in fighting, unlike Spanish bullfighting. Australian vice-captain and all-rounder Mitchell Marsh has been dropped for the first test against India as selectors back the team's 3 specialist simmers to bowl a full workload at Adelaide Oval. Marsh's place in the side for the series opener, which started today, has been taken by middle-order batsman Peter Hanscom, recalled for the first time since the tour of South Africa in March and April. Despite scoring a century for Sheffield Shield side Western Australia in the lead-up, Marsh pays the price for a poor tour of the United Arab Emirates, where he managed 30 runs from 4 innings with the bat against Pakistan and 2 wickets at the cost of almost 100 runs with the ball. Marcus Harris would make his test debut and open the batting, with Aaron Finch in the opener of the 4-match series. Australia's first home test since Steve Smith and David Warner were banned over the Newlands ball tampering scandal.
Hasn't been as consistent as he would like and we would like. So we know that we know the talent that Mitch has. We know that most likely at some stage in this series we'll need him. So we're taking the opportunity at the moment to actually send him back to play a Shield game, get some more cricket under his belt, knowing that at some stage, we're probably going to need him.
And that ends Trukai Sports. Up next, the weather details for the next 24 hours.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Whatever our words may be, sing out strong as far as you can see. Whatever language people are taught, come on, everyone join in. An exciting adventure is about to begin. 'Cause there's one thing we all know, when it's time to get up and go. Sharing stories, make the call. Our favorite biscuit, the best of all. M now, EFG, M
If you are purchasing Christmas lights this festive season, carry out a basic check before you buy. Check that the insulation is thick and the plugs are standard. Christmas lights with thin insulation and substandard plugs are dangerous and can cause harm or fire. But before you purchase, always ask for a certificate of approval from PNG Power Limited. For more information, check our website, social media sites, and the national call center numbers on your screen.
Feels good in my heart, in my soul, and you're here right beside me. I will never want this day to end. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
For the first time on television, EMTV brings you Carols Under the Stars. A 2-hour live presentation from the Sejonggai Stadium with choirs, local stars and Santa to bring you the joys of Christmas. Tickets on sale soon. Carols Under the Stars, proudly brought to you by Prima, Meat House, Coca-Cola, Telecom, Colgate and PNG Power.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
Looking at the weather forecasts in the southern region, mostly fine and sunny in Port Moresby, Daru, Kerema and Alotau, a shower or two in Popondetta. In the Mamasa region, a shower or two in Lae, some showers in Wau, showers and thunderstorms in Medang, few showers in Wewak, and in Vanimo, partly cloudy. In New Guinea Islands region, partly cloudy in Lorengau, Kavieng and Kimbe, a shower or two in Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka. And in the Highlands region, showers in Mount Hagen, Goroka and Kundiawa, in Mendi and Wabeg, a shower or two.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's the way it is this Thursday, the 6th of December 2018. From the news team and myself, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods.